Hello, Happy New Year, everyone. It's January 5th, 2015, Season 2 edition of Dev Support Office Hours. My name is Bob. There's Kelly and Jared.
Hello!
Hey!
Happy New Year, everyone!
Tim Groutman.
Happy New Year.
And we're all hanging out, talking about OUYA, eh, everybody?
Hey! And Kelly's birthday!
Happy
And
birthday!
Yay!
You guys both have birthdays?
Mine was yesterday.
Oh,
Mine's
whoa. What? That's
You
awesome.
guys were almost the same age.
I know. Everyone now understands why they like us both so much.
Cool. Are you guys going to do a combined party?
No, we did last year.
We did last year, I
This
think.
year we got
Yeah, we did. We got
like,
this year we had kids.
Wow.
That's true. You guys were still pregnant this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
We did a board game party over at Game House Cafe, which was another Kickstarter project that is here in LA, and it was awesome.
That was so
and
good.
I think actually I've
go
not
over, yeah.
played a board game since then.
Oh, wow.
It might be me too.
Like you
I'm
guys
starving
got
for
us
it.
King. I'm so
Yeah, we
from
need
it,
to play.
and it is still in its wrapper.
I know. I tried to find Tobago for you. I searched high and low through Southern California, and it's sold out everywhere.
I've just been, playing Ticket to Ride on mobile.
That's the best you can kind of do right now for the board game.
Oh, yeah.
Game's amazing.
I was going to tell you guys, so the holiday game this year that my family was playing was Heads Up, but I don't know if that's new or if you guys...
See
Well,
that it's not. I remember seeing it over the summer. People were playing it. Like some high school age kids were playing it in line in front of us because it's the one where you flip it, right? It's sort of a taboo-like game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, it was
I
crossing all
I
the...
forgot about it though.
Well, you were asking what would be like the new Quiz
Quiz
Up.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really hit the same level, though, do you?
Yeah. Well, you were more with family than.
Yeah.
I wasn't really with big family celebrations.
Yeah, I mean, no one was talking about any kind of apps or anything. My sister-
Minecraft.
Yeah, my sister was all about that emoji one that you played with for a little bit. But it's not really like a game.
It's just an app.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was playing something. Have you seen the Tetris Bop It? I got the high score of 97, so if you can beat me, send me a mail.
You have it with
I
you?
have it with me right now, but it's a Tetris Bop It, so it gets incrementally harder as you pass more levels.
Cool.
Maybe you share it next week. We can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any derptastic tips
Derptastic tips.
before we get into the news?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like any kind of stuff that you should be doing as a developer that you may not be doing
Trains
already.
we did.
Yeah.
Since it's a new year, I'm going to treat everyone as a new developer and just run down things that I still see that you should just always be fixing and adjusting before you launch a game on the console. Starting with the storefront. Screenshots, you can really never have too many as long as it shows variety. Try to have those screenshots tell a story about what your game features are like. And that's showing different functions of the game. If it's an adventure game, showing the combat, showing how inventory, the trading, all that kind of stuff goes. Having maybe review blurbs, like 4-word quotes or scores in the corners of some of your screenshots, kind of calling out features or things like that. Your game descriptions, if you get any new press quotes or things, update that in there. Bullet point out your features after your summary of your game. Don't be afraid to write too much. Just don't make it a giant block of text. Make it easy to follow and call out those key points. And always, if you can, attach a trailer to your game. There's some great games that I feel sometimes don't get proper attention because people just don't want to download a game because they just saw a couple of images and didn't get a feel for how great it is in motion. A good example of would be Dub Wars, which has a trailer, and just seeing that game in action really helps sell the sound and fury of that title. So yeah, always get a Vimeo trailer made. I know not everyone has the editing software to put things together, but even if it's going crazy indie style and even just recording yourself talking about your game with it running in the background, be creative, try anything, and do it. and you can always update your game later for trailer if you don't have it right away, but you want to make that good first impression. Even if it's a beta, always try to do that. And if it's a free-to-try game, again, you can always contact us, office hours, OUYA.tv, where we can talk about and evaluate your free-to-try demo, see if it's giving enough or not too much, and help you out with that. Same with free-to-play microtransactions, or if it's a pay-to-play game, again, you're required to actually have a trailer if you're pay-to-play, and then we can talk to you about just again all those things that kind of make people want to try your game and pay for it up front if you don't have that demo available. So that's just a quick overview, but again, always feel free to email us at officehours@ouya.tv to talk about your games and how we can help you improve the experience on the console.
Cool. Those are some great tips.
Mm-hmm.
Should we jump into new news?
Sure.
The newsiest news?
Back
to you, Jared.
Sure. Let's do come right back at me. So just a few things to give some shout-outs. A few sales still going on right now. We still have Big Action Mega Fight on sale and Super Pixelo on sale. Also want to give a shout-out to Egg Roll Games. They keep releasing new fun edutainment. They have a preschool game. They have animal math games, and they're about to release first grade math games this week. And so that's just a lot of fun stuff to play with the kiddies of different ages, and they're really good. So check them out. Also, Battle High 2, which is an amazing 2D fighter, just came out over the break. So I highly recommend checking that out as a new hot release. I think maybe mentioned before, Meltdown had a good update. So did Tetris. On the topic of Tetris, had a really cool update. So you definitely want to check all of those out. We have more sales and bundles coming. Gunslugs 2 from our good friends at Orange Pixel Games will be coming out on January 15th. That's going to be good fun. We've got some more bundles coming. Again, contact us if you want to get some bundles put together. I'm talking to a few different devs right now to actually put their games together in a bundle. Because right now all the bundles have been from single developers, but you can definitely team up with other devs and put like-minded games together, and we can promote you that way on our sales and bundle channel. And there was some great winter games you can still check out on our winter games playlist from a variety of devs, which Bob and Carl awesomely covered in their last OUYA Presents, which you can check out on the storefronts or on our YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it on the games front. We have some other new games coming down the pipe, more free the Games Fun game, early access, betas and alphas coming along, and other games that we've announced before getting ready to launch in the near future. And if you haven't checked it out yet, Playcast, the free-to-try app is available. They are making updates to it constantly, so if you're having trouble connecting, they're trying to make it possible for those without Ethernet to play. I got 28 different games in that pack full of fun.
And they've been following the forum conversation on it.
Yes.
So if you continue to have issues, please do post over there, because it has been super helpful.
Yeah, so they appreciate it. They're just trying to make the service better for you. Yeah, for those who've been able to have it work for them so far, based off their location, it's been running pretty smooth, and we appreciate your patience as they're getting this up online. This is new uncharted territory, and in a lot of different ways for developers, or honestly for just getting content to players. It's been tried a lot in the past, but we're finally in that age where it's something that's actually attainable and useful and fun. So definitely check that out.
What about our devs in the old world?
In the old world? Our devs in the old world. Well, I know we've been getting some Q&A over the break while we've been out about the VATs.
Yeah. So can we double back on that? So what's the deal? There's a new EU thing?
Yes.
Can we get a breakout on that, too?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's our understanding.
I mean, not to go into all the kind of crazy illegal mumbo jumbo, there's devs rightfully concerned about how VAT will work. Basically, it's changing taxes and transaction fees for selling between countries. It's complicated and definitely scary if you don't know like how it all works. And again, a lot of us were out on break, and I know this kind of transitioned on the 1st. But we just want to let our devs know that we will be moving forward to cover the vaxness, if you want to call it that, going forward. Obviously, royalties are still being paid out for previous months per the marketplace agreement, but for January, we will make sure that you're not going to be hit by all the crazy shenanigans that you may be afraid of come back. So we will reply the next week or so as far as what our full-on approach will be.
Right.
But we are not going to leave you guys out in the cold dealing with this on your own.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we can guarantee that the payments, like starting the payments that come from the transactions that started January 1, like we will be handling it at least on our end. And then, as Jared said, we'll be talking more in the coming weeks about how we can reflect that in the developer portal for the developers based in the EU.
Cool.
So they can see as the transactions are happening, which is what's not happening now and was causing panic.
And same with like the dev agreement too, so that the language is clear that we'll be covering stuff. 'Cause I know people were reviewing the dev agreement over break too, trying to figure that out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we apologize that I know during this transition period, most of us were out on break, but we're just happy to really share the good word that you don't have to be too freaked out anymore. So again, we appreciate your patience, and we got your backs.
Yeah.
So
No.
oh, sorry. I'd marked off Neil and James's question because they were both about that. So
Cool.
Different question from Eldon. I'm wanting to add a beta line to my app so people can test new features. Is it acceptable to allow users to opt in for beta releases of my app, which my app would download and install? Is he just...
Okay, so first of all, we have a beta category, and you email Jared if you want any kind of that magic. As far as locking it down to specific users, we don't have a feature to do that other than manual things.
Right. Yeah, like your app either is letting everyone access your beta features or not. I mean, I guess you could divide, so you have the commercial version and then you have a beta version in the beta channel.
Yeah. Right now, when it's like an early access, like lateral damage or Dex, when you launch, you're manually put in the alpha beta when we get the heads up about it, but you are automatically shown in new releases. But you want to put that beta language in there, so there's no way to stop you from appearing in the new releases when you come out in early access or alpha beta, although most devs actually like to be seen in new releases when they do that because they just want them more exposure. Another option is, because we've now allowed this, you could submit a game to us and we approve it. Once it's approved, this is actually more of applies to free the games, fun games, but you could use vouchers to give people early access without it being on the storefront to play. So that's another way to go about it, because that way, if you really wanted a hidden or a closed beta, that's an option. We've had some free games fund devs asking about doing more closed betas just to their backers, so that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
And that would work like a voucher redemption, right? So they would send a voucher to someone who they wanted to test it, and they would have to redeem it as if it were, like a voucher purchase or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, email us about it if you want to try something like that. But it's not going to be as like if you were looking for like a mass release of like a large group to have access to.
What he was looking for was like, if I had cat lateral damage and then I wanted some people to see new features but not everybody. And I don't think that's possible unless you did something kind of like on the App Store where it has like the light version and the regular version, and you wanted to do that, which is funkier.
Yeah, you could do two versions. The other option is you could, if you're, depends how much your game is driven server side. One of my old mobile companies, you could actually break people off into group A's and B's, and pricing of different things in the game were different, and it was all server driven. But not everyone can afford servers and things like that.
Right, you could do it on your end, but it's more complicated.
That is an option, but I know it's not
That's
for everyone.
True.
Yeah, so maybe it's like A/B testing, which we would need to engineer a bit on our
Right, we don't support it as a platform right now. Like, the developer has to support it just like online multiplayer at the moment.
Right. So that leads into, there's always third-party solutions. There's things like Appaloosa, Test Flight that will handle the delivery of stuff. You can even send a link to selected email people that download it over Dropbox and sideload your beta. There's a lot of ways to do it that are third-party.
It would be nice to have, though, so we will put it on our list. Are you planning to add some built-in Android services like friends list and trophy systems? That kind of tags on to what Tim said. So for right now, you could satisfy that with third-party solutions, Tim?
Yep.
And then, stay tuned.
Yeah, it's on our wish.
Mm-hmm.
Us in the engineering team, and we're always trying to improve the experience, so we are paying attention to all the requests that are coming in. That's all we can say at the moment.
Awesome Cat has either he's maybe just looking for help, or it is in the wrong hangout, or random questioning. Cousin's mom is dying of cancer, and that sounds tough, and you should talk to your cousin a lot.
And play more OUYA.
Play video games. Take some time for yourself, but be there for your family. And
there are support groups.
Yeah, that's true too. Email us if you really need us to talk to you about it too. And then Eldon says he's going to email you, Tim.
Thanks, Eldon.
Which may be a great time to segue so we can grok with this guy.
The 5 minutes of grok.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, man.
I make a game in 5 minutes.
All right. Well, you started talking about trailers and stuff, and there's a couple ways to make trailers. So they have a Microsoft Movie that's free, and you can make your game trailer through that. A lot of our stuff we use the Elgatos for, but a lot of people will play on their PC and record it that way. And again, you could edit that with Microsoft Movie. I use Camtasia myself. If you're on Mac, you can get Camtasia 2 for $99. That's great. If you're on PC, it's $300 for the same thing. But Camtasia is definitely a great trailer editor. I see a countdown. Okay. So before we went on vacation, I've been adding community content support in Unreal. So I'll show you some highlights about that until I run out of time. So maybe I'll share my screen for that.
We love you, Tim.
Yeah. Okay. First, I have to figure out which screen it is. They're always mislabeled. I don't know. Maybe this one? Yay! Thanks, Bob. Okay, I don't know if you have to click on me or what. Sometimes the size gets different. But okay, so there's the Unreal Engine. That's one of the more popular engines like Unity. So Unreal, you have to get a subscription and then you get access to the code. And we've covered it on a bunch of different episodes. I've got examples for virtual controllers, in-app purchases, and I'm starting to fill in the documentation for this last part, which is community content. So that would be for like, you make an Unreal game and you want people in the community to make levels and share levels and rate them and share screenshots and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm adding support for. I haven't showed you guys, this is new, the Unreal code itself. So I'm just going in, and if you've seen the community content Java documentation, I'm creating the blueprint support for those. So all the good stuff like interacting with OUYA content, there's my controller code, gamer info for username and the user ID. Then there's OUYA mod, which is basically a community content entry. There's OUYA mod editor, which is for editing an entry. OUYA mod screenshots. I need to figure out how to like take a screenshot of your screen and then pass that through blueprints and without doing any code, and so that'll be fun. OUYA products. That's actually for in-app purchases. Same for purchase results, receipts, and then I just have like a OUYA SDK for doing various things. So yeah, this is C++ here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and yeah, when you're in Unreal, you write some C++, and that exposes it to the blueprint, so you don't have to write code, which is great. I compile it into the editor itself, so that when you build, it only takes a couple minutes. Otherwise, if you add code to your project, it can take like a half an hour to build the thing each time, which takes a while. So this is a faster way to build it without writing code, which is awesome. And then it's got these macros defined for exposing things to the editor. So a lot of the times, a U function is just a basic function call that you can call from a blueprint. And then there's these more complicated delegates for things that have callbacks, like when you request a purchase and you need a callback when it's done because it might take a while. You can't just sit there and wait for it to happen because that would block your rendering and everything would just stop. So use delegates, and I'll show you what it looks like on the screen. And then there's properties for exposing, like in receipts, let's say. So receipts have like currency and what gamer bought it and when it was generated and like the price for the products, and they have a U property macro to expose properties. And once you do all these things, then if I switch over to Unreal, they appear as these boxes. So new stuff here. I've started to add a community content example, and I'm exposing these screenshots things, so you can add screenshots to your community content. These red lines are the delegate things, so that would be you request to get the screenshots, and then sometime later you'll get the callbacks, and then you'll get the screenshot array of screenshots and a link to the entry that has the screenshots. So has these callbacks. Then there's creating a mod, so that would be like creating a community content entry. And then some other neat stuff is, well, if we just look at the level and I search for anything that's OUYA based, here's all the different objects that I've been exposing. So OUYA content for interacting with community content. There's the controller that we had before, gamer info, which gets you the username and the UID of the gamer that's playing your game. OUYA mod, that's community content entry. OUYA mod editor, which you use to edit an OUYA mod entry. And then screenshots for looking at the screenshots and thumbnails. Products for in-app purchases. Purchase results for validation that a purchase happened. And then OUYA receipts, and then OUYA SDK for calling a bunch of different methods. So I'll be working and filling all this stuff in, and you guys can learn more about Unreal when I show you more stuff next week. And that's Unreal stuff. Yeah.
Unreal.
You burned through that.
Unreal.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Now we know you can do it.
Yeah. So it's good for developers to take advantage of community content because you can have community like making characters for your game or levels and sharing it and all kinds of fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Whoa, did someone say something?
I said thank you.
Oh.
I'm like you.
Tim.
Yeah. All right. What's the time?
You got that was like 5 minutes and 10 seconds. That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then we have some last Q&As before we hop off.
Yeah.
Yeah. James was giving us a tip or a heads up that they use something in Game Maker Studio, including a multiple controller handling. It's available at Yo-Yo Games. So we'll take this link and we can put the link. How can we copy this link? Keep this link.
Thanks,
we'll
Jim.
put this link in the notes. I'll pass over to Tim. Thanks, James. And then Eldon and Toze Leal, looked like they helped each other out a bit. But he was making an app that requires multitask. And so then he was suggesting a service using that as a service. Does that make sense, Tim?
Yes, in the world of Android, there's activities, there's native activities, and services. So, yeah, it's just you can add a service to your Android manifest, and then you have a service that runs, which they use the service for things like push notifications, that kind of thing.
Is that how? What do we have? We have an app that runs music in the background.
Well, there's Pandora. There's
I think it's iHeartRadio.
No. Sorry, I'm totally blanking right now.
I can't remember. I'm totally blanking as well. New Year. Total brain now.
Anyways, old age.
The music apps will run in the background, and that is how they do it as well.
Cool. Maxime Dulude says we should get to China.
Yeah, email office hours, Maxime. Let me know what you want to do to help.
But our engineering team is currently located in San Mateo and other spots, like Tim up in Seattle.
So that's office hours at ouya.tv. And then James is just saying that his tool is designed for 640 by 360 resolution and scales nicely to both 720 and 1080p. So we'll link that in the notes.
Cool.
And Tim will explore it some.
And it was TuneIn Radio. That was it.
Thank you.
And we have an Esperanto radio channel too, actually.
Do we have any time for food game? We have 1 minute for food game. What'd you guys eat over the holiday?
The best thing I ate over the holiday? That's tough.
It's tough.
Oh man, we did make it. We were up in the Bay as well. And it was freezing cold.
Oh.
We made actually with Bob mac and cheese of the gods.
I was gonna say.
Which is what Mike and I call our homemade macaroni and cheese. Because you can do whatever you want. It's always so much better if you can
put
have
4
the time.
cheeses in there. Just put everything in.
The place we were staying at only had the kind of cheese grater that restaurants use to like put Parmesan on your salad kind of deal. So Bob and I were taking turns.
That sounds
cranking it.
Yeah, it was intense.
We had a smoked Gouda. We had some cheddar and an Emmenthal.
Oh, that makes it the baby blues one.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And a little jalapeno, garlic. Yeah. It warmed the soul. And we all put lettuce on our plate just to counteract it.
I've been putting a lot of things on tops of beds of leaves, I think because of that, just to make it feel better.
Shove it in, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we did a makeshift niçoise salad, and I don't think it was very niçoise other than the green beans, but it was good. I was going to say mac and cheese, so.
Yeah.
I've mastered mac and cheese.
Oh.
If you mix the cheese while it's in the bowl instead of the pan, it's way easier to clean the pan. So Christmas Eve, I had a turkey at my parents' house. That was amazing. And then the next day they made a ham at my parents' house again. They did the turkey ham back to back. It was amazing.
Nice.
I think you might be a top contender.
Yeah.
Good.
We did. My wife's mom makes this really good homemade split pea soup and provides different types of bacon you can sprinkle on as well. It's got a nice smoky flavor to it. So did that. My dad had a couple of roast chickens and a ham.
Oh, wow.
And that was a lot of food. And like asparagus casserole. It was really, really good stuff. Although the thing that I made that I really liked, we just had leftovers, and I got chicken breast, port, cream, and mushrooms, and I sauteed it all together in this pan and made this kind of crazy chicken concoction. It was really good. I was just kind of experimenting. That, or maybe the farmer's market we went to.
Oh, shut it down.
She's amazing. She makes so many dollars. But no, I'm gonna go with the funky chicken port mushroom thing. I'll go with that.
Since it's a new year, everybody wins. And Tim, can you play us out on the electric? Play us out here.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for an adapter so I can play it with Rocksmith, but my new toy.
Oh, it's
Electric
beautiful.
ukulele. No, electric. What is this? Electric cello. Yeah.
Cello.
Yeah, I do have an electric ukulele too, but it's a lot smaller. So
That's
So-
short.
Will
Play
it
it on
not
Rocksmith.
play? Can we not hear it then? Because it's.
it's quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that.
Next time. Yeah, slap at a bass. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.